Welcome to News from Down Home, where I talk about Princess Anne, Maryland, the county seat of Somerset County, Maryland, on the Delmarva Peninsula. For if you haven't watched the video before, previous videos, my my family moved there in 1903 from Western Pennsylvania, and I spent my early childhood there. Although I moved away when I was 13 from my father's job, I still regard it as my hometown. I had a great time. We had a 30-acre farm, 8 acres on the Minokan River. I believe that might have been called the Kings Creek Ranch. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. And I had a three-legged dog who had been injured in a farm accident. That's why I only had three legs. Named Rin Tin Tin, Rennie, after the TV hero. And he was my best friend during the 60s, 1960s, and we wandered the streams and fields. It was just a wonderful time for me, not for my other members of my immediate family. There was things going on that I didn't know about until recently. But um, so the Marylander and Herald was the paper of record for the people there. It was like their Facebook and Instagram. You've got world news, state news, national news, local news, um, recipes, uh, health remedies, also who's visiting who's sick, who's died, and who's getting married, that kind of thing, just like our Facebook and Instagram today. But in this particular case, I thought this was fascinating. I love this. October 24th, 1916, they talk about when court was held in Somerset County 250 years ago. So, fascinating history. Mr. Levenhall of Marion Station had been engaging searching records of Somerset County, and he had a lot to say about beginning with the 11th of December, 1665. Court was held in the dwelling house of Thomas Poole in Revel's Neck. Now, I lived on Revel's Neck Road for a time. Um, and it's also Stewart's Neck Road. And the judges of this court were Stephen Horsey, Captain William Thorne, William Stevens, George Johnson, John Winder, James Jones, and Henry Boston. And those are old names in Somerset County. And I know some people, in fact, I have relatives with those names um, that go back way. So it's fascinating stuff about the first court dates, what they did, that the towns were called. Princess Anne was called Minokan. Um, then it says Crisfield was called something else. I've talked about that before. I think it was Summers Cove. So fascinating. If you get a chance to get a copy of the October, see what was that? The October 24th, 1916 issue of the Maryland Herald. You want to read that because that's really. I'm going to read it a few times, just trying to get an idea. I'm reading Clayton Torrance's Old Somerset, which has similar information, but I just think it's neat that they did this in a newspaper. So now I want to talk about a um, structure that's it's on the National Register of Historic Places. It's not a structure there now, but it's the Somerset County Archaeological Site. I thought this was fascinating too. You see, the Somerset Academy was was a large and important private school that operated between the years 1767 and 1797. The school consisted of a complex of buildings that served both teaching and residential functions. The main buildings of the complex were two large teaching and exhibition halls built around 1769 and 1776, respectively. So it's the only archaeologically identified late colonial school site known for the state of Maryland. The site was in use for a limited period of time, 1767 to 1797, and has been subjected to all kinds of disturbance since it was abandonment in the end of the 18th century. So it was one of the principal educational institutions in Maryland before, during, and after the American Revolution. The Academy site has associations with major historical figures of the Revolutionary period. So that is preserved. I don't know how much work is going on there. I don't know if they're doing it now. I'd love to see it, but it says that the address is restricted. And I'm assuming that is because it's owned by somebody, it's property owned by somebody, and they don't want people going there and damaging it. So it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1986. So that's all I'm going to have to say today. If you're ever on the Delmarva Peninsula, Maybe you're headed to Ocean City or St. Michael's in Delaware or Rehoboth Beach, and you'd like to take a tour of something historical. Go to Somerset County. There's a lot there to see if you know what you're looking for. I lived there as a small child and I was never taught any of this. I'm only learning it now. So obviously you can see it, you can be there, you can be in a place that's rich with history and it be right under your feet, right in front of your eyes, and you not even know it because nobody's talking about it. So I hope that you will examine this history. Thank you.